So this is the look for today's video. I really don't know what this is. I had this idea and I just had to do it. I need to get my hair done. It's looking so yellow. Alright, so let's get started. Now for today's video, I have something very weird in mind. I think today's video is going to be very bizarre, but you know, I think all my videos are like that. I don't want to speak too much, so let's just jump into the video because you already know what the makeup look is. Today I'm going to be starting by doing my complexion just because my skin is very bad at the moment. It's not doing very well. I started my full-time job again because we were quarantined 2 times, so now I started to go back at my job like yesterday and my hands are dry. Like yesterday night my hands were like swollen and it was really not looking good. So don't really mind my dryness on my hands, and also don't mind my mask acne. So because I really want just to cover this up, I'm going to start with my complexion. I would probably recommend you to start with your eyes if you want to do this type of makeup look, because we're going to be playing with a lot of colors and you might want to clean the eyeshadow up before doing your complexion, but I'm just going to spare you watching my very acne prone skin for the whole beginning of the video. I'm going to start by priming using the Rare Beauty primer. I've been really liking this primer actually. When I did my first impression on this primer, I felt like it wasn't really doing much, but the more I wear it and the more I try it, I feel like it really does make a difference. My skin always looks much more radiant whenever I use this product. I'm just going to prime my whole face. I'm going to put some all over my face and just rub it in. So I'm actually going to start by doing some cream contouring. I'm going to be using the ABH contour stick in the shade Fawn. I really like this product as a base, just to give a little bit of warmth to the skin. I'm just going to warm this up on the back of my hand, and by the back of my hand I mean my wrist, just because my hands are very dry. So I don't really want to put makeup on my hands right now just because of how cracked and dry they are. So I'm just really rubbing this product on my wrist. I'm going to pick it up with the brush and then doing a very small tapping motion. I'm just going to place this all around my cheeks and my forehead. I just want to warm up my complexion. Also on my double chin. Alright, next I have this little sample of the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I kind of feel like using this today. I did use this once before, but I really do not remember how I felt about this, so I'm just going to try this, and I'm going to use this foundation very lightly on certain areas of the skin where I do have some redness, and then I'll go with a concealer just to add some more coverage. And I'm just going to grab that foundation with the H2 Kaleidos highlight brush. I've been really liking to use this brush to apply like concealer and foundation, just because I really want to try and not be as heavy-handed with like my complexion makeup. So using a smaller brush I find is really practical if you really want to like be very specific with the coverage and not overdo it. So I'm just going to take that brush and pick up the foundation, and I'm just going to place this on areas where I do have some redness and where I want to unify my skin. This foundation shade might be a little bit too yellow for me, so I'm just going to place this around my nose, a little bit on my cheeks. Yeah, this shade is definitely too yellow for me. Whoops. And I feel like it is oxidizing a little bit. This is bad. This is really bad. Oops. Although I will have to say the finish of this foundation is really pretty. Usually I do prefer like dewy and natural finishes. This is a little bit matte. And I'll definitely... Oh god. Oh, well, this is bad. Why does this look so yellow? Oh my god. Yeah, I don't like foundation. I hate foundation. Oh my god. So I just went and like looked at my skin in another like room with other lighting, and I'm just like realizing how much I don't like foundation. Or maybe it's just this foundation because it's very matte. I don't like it. So I think I'm going to remove this and I'm just going to do my complexion like usual. Like I don't have the energy for this right now. It's too much makeup. I need to remove this. Okay, so I just washed my face, and when I was washing my face, someone knocked on the door and I received a package which I was very much trying to get opened. So it's my beauty brand X Now United. I have no idea of like this brand and this collaboration. I have no idea who these people are. So you have the Now United palette. So the palette looks like this. Why does this look like someone put their finger in it? This palette looks a little bit rough. I don't know what's going on. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to do a first impression video on this palette. I would be happy to. I'm going to put that aside. And for my concealer today, I don't think I'm going to be using my Rare Beauty concealer. I want to switch things up a little bit, so I'm going to be using my Yves Rocher concealer. This is the Anti-Cerne in the shade 100 Rose, and I'm actually going to use that on the high points of my face. Why are you so noisy? From what I remember, I think I do really like this concealer just because it's very buildable and the finish is so natural. So let's see if this concealer is how I remembered. I do see right away that this concealer is oxidizing. So if you do want to buy this concealer, make sure to take a shade lighter because it's turning a little bit yellow on me. Alright, so I think I do really like this concealer. It's really like I remembered. It has a very natural finish and it is very buildable. Very nice. Next, I'm just going to apply some blush. I'm going to use my Rare Beauty cream blush in the shade Joy, and I feel like this blush color will be perfect for today's eye look. I'm doing something very orange on the eyes today, so yeah, this is going to be perfect. So I'm just going to tap the product into my brush. I'm going to do a little bit of testing. That seems pretty good. And I'm going to do very small tapping motions on my cheeks. And I'm also going to bring this very closely to my eye. So right here on the outer corner. I also like to put a little bit of blush on the nose and the chin. And as you're seeing, I'm very generous with the blush. I do want to have a lot of colors on my cheeks. So next, because I've been really enjoying to set some areas of my face down, I'm going to be using the Milk Makeup Translucent Light Powder. I've been actually really liking this powder just because it's very finely milled, and also the applicator, so you open it up and it has a little mesh, so it's really not messy. And I'm actually going to take some of that powder on a very small fluffy brush, and I'm just going to set some areas of my face where I do tend to crease and areas of my face where I want to reduce the shine. So for example, around my nose, around my chin, just because I have a lot of texture on my chin. So I do like to set those areas down just to make everything a little bit more flawless and reduce texture. And I'm using such a small brush to not overdo it because I do still want my skin to be dewy. So as you can see, I really did not apply a lot. All right, and then I'm just going to fill in my brows really quickly. So my brows are looking very intense and I love it. I'm going to start working on my eyes. I'm going to use my primer. So this is the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot in the shade Painterly. I'm just going to use a little bit of that on my lids. I'm going to tap this on top of my lids, mainly to unify the color of my lids. Alright, and now we're going to start working on the eyeshadow. So, okay, so what I think I want to do, I want to create like dots in my crease. I really want this look to be very editorial and very bizarre, and I think that the best way to go for this eye look, just to be very precise and have a lot of payoff, would be to use a cream before applying a powder. So I'm going to start by taking this right here. This is the Beauty Kristi X Colourpop eyeliner in the shade Marygold, and I'm actually going to use that as a base before the orange eyeshadow we're going to apply on top. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create a large dot on the outer corner. So I really would just want to place the shape. Alright, so here we go, we have one dot done. I'm going to do another one in my inner corners, but this time it's going to be a little bit smaller. Alright, so here we go. Now the next step would be to create a line of circles that are going to connect both circles, but I also want to create a gradient in shapes, so the circles in the center will be the smallest. So let's do it. That's a very interesting makeup look. Oh my god, what have I done? So next what I'm going to do, I'm going to set the cream pencil in place with a orange powder. So I'm going to go into my Beauty Kristi X Pure Cosmetics palette, and I'm going to go into the shade called My Orange, this one right here. And I'm going to start by taking this shade on a JH39 brush, which is kind of a small round packing brush. I'm going to saturate the brush and I'm going to pack the pigment on the circles. Alright, so now I need to use a smaller brush. I'm just going to use a very small flat brush and I'm going to do the same thing. Ooh, that's very interesting. Do I like this look? I think I like it. Okay, so I'm going to do the same on the other eye and I'll be right back. Alright, so here we go. Now this look is, like I said, I already told you, you had to be ready for this. This look is very weird. I feel like if I were to do a very intense orange lip, it could be very interesting. Let me try that really quickly. I'm going to work on my lips because I think I'm going to leave my eyes like this. I really love how simple this is, and I really like the fact that there's no like mascara or anything. So I'm just going to work on my lips, and I think for my lips for once I'm going to try something a little bit different. So I'm going to take a fluffy brush. This is a JH33 brush, and I'm going to take that orange shade from the Beauty Kristi palette, and I'm actually going to use that to like do a very blurry weird lip. So I'm just going to pack this on my lips and I'm going to blur it out. Alright. I'm using a lot of Beauty Kristi products today. I don't know what's going on. But I'm going to be using the Beauty Kristi X Colourpop gloss. This is in the shade Glacier. It's just a really glittery, juicy type of gloss. So I'm just going to apply this on top. And for my highlight, I'm going to be using, oh, this is really dirty, I need to clean this. This is the Hourglass Vanish stick in the shade Gold Flash. I'm just going to take a little bit of that on my highlight brush. I'm going to pick it up with the brush and I'm going to pop that on the high points of my face. And this highlight, as you can see, is so beautiful. I used to use this like every day during summer just because of how pretty and like dewy this gloss is. This highlight. I think I'm just going to take a little bit of that highlight on my finger and I'm going to tap that on my lid just to give a little bit more shine to the lid because I feel like this is looking a little bit flat. And I think that's going to be pretty much it for this look. So last step, I'm going to use some glow mist. This is the Pixie Rose Glow Mist. I'm just going to do a fine layer of this because this will make you look very dewy if you go overboard. But yeah, so this is the finished look. I will have to say I'm kind of obsessed. I feel like this is really going to look good in photos. It's not going to be very good for like going outside, doing your groceries. It's not really practical, but I feel like for photos, this is going to look really pretty. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for today's video. Short and simple. I really hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. You can also subscribe to my channel. I put up new videos every single Mondays, so subscribe so that you don't miss any of the makeup Mondays. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.